Welcome to the Week 1 GameScape overview. This presentation should be viewed before you attempt the GameScape activity in order to understand the different elements of the GameScape. So let's get started. This is Dr. X's Critical Thinking Lab, and you are his new apprentice. Before you enter, you must pass a test, a critical thinking test. Dr. X is a master critical thinker whose goal is to fight the great nemesis, the puppeteer. He needs an apprentice, but before you can enter his lab, you must complete the door puzzle. You will have different door puzzles like this in each GameScape. Don't worry if these are difficult for you. Just do your best and have fun. Once you have successfully completed the door puzzle, you are granted access to Dr. X's lab. Here you are encouraged to explore the lab and discover the power of critical thinking. The lab looks like a museum, and you earn points for clicking statues, paintings, and portraits. As you go through the lab, pay special attention to the thought meter at the bottom left-hand corner. When the meter goes up, your score increases, so keep an eye out for the meter to keep going up. The puppeteer's job is to prevent us from thinking critically. The puppeteer's ultimate goal is to destroy critical thought. The images on this board all represent the puppeteer's influence. It is our job as Dr. X's apprentice to defeat the puppeteer's influence by spreading critical thinking across the globe. The puppeteer's influence is growing, so we must begin our journey soon. Dr. X reveals to you one of the most interesting items in the lab, the critical thinking time machine. You will use Dr. X's time machine to visit Homer and Jon Snow. First, you will ask each of them critical questions, and you will see the thought meter go up or down depending on the quality of the questions you ask. Remember, you don't have to ask all the questions. Choose your questions wisely. Remember, a critical thinker seeks to empathize and understand rather than discredit. Second, you will complete an activity, sort the statements. For this activity, you want to refer to the chart that is in the information part of your thought journal. Thought content versus thought process. Use the keywords in this chart when sorting the statements. For example, in the Homer part of the activity, it says, if the earth were an orb, most people would fall off the sides. When examining the statement, we think that Homer is explaining it and it is using reason. So you see that reason and explanation are under thought process. Therefore, the statement should go under the process of thought section. Now look at the statement, the world is flat. This is just an opinion or an idea. So where would this go? It belongs under the contents of thought. Keep this graphic handy when you are completing this activity. In each GameScape, you will be directed to specific points to write reflections in your thought journal. These are very important because they are part of your GameScape grade. In this episode, the first question asks you to define critical thinking. The second question is asking you for a revised definition. The revised definition should be totally different from the first definition, demonstrating that you have learned the different things during this week of class. When answering these two questions, you want to make sure that you add details and write at least 50 words. Although it says approximately 50, you want to get as close to 50 words as you can. At the end of the GameScape, you will see your final performance summary. Once you are here, click on the button to generate the PDF report. Save the report and submit it to your instructor in eCampus. If you have any questions, please remember that your instructor is just a private message or phone call away. Now you're prepared for your first critical thinking GameScape activity. Start your journey as Dr. X's apprentice and have fun.